Hey everyone, welcome to day one of your 30-day meditation challenge. I am so glad you're here. Welcome to my meditation room. Uh, if you are not already sitting in a comfortable place, go ahead and find a spot where you're not going to be interrupted by another human in the household or even by a pet coming in and wanting your attention. Just find a place where you can be uninterrupted and quiet as much as possible. We'll just do the best we can. And as you see, I'm not sitting in any special meditation cushion. I don't have any special equipment. It's just a comfy chair with a pillow. And if you want to sit crisscross on the floor, you can with a meditation cushion. But I am not going to be strict about how you sit in this series. Our posture does matter in some ways that, like sitting up straight, for example, can really support a sense of aliveness in the body. So if I'm slouching or imbalanced, that can kind of create sleepiness or inattention because what we do with our body does affect our mind. And so, whatever you're sitting on, wherever you are, it's important to be comfortable because pain or discomfort will also be a distraction. And of course, no posture is perfect. So just get comfortable enough where you can sit still, generally still, for about 15 minutes and begin to settle in to the space you're in. And if you've never done meditation before, or if it's been a long time since you've done it, and you're feeling a little nervous, that's normal. Don't worry, this is not pass fail. You can't be bad at meditation. A lot of people tell me, like, yeah, I tried that and I was terrible at it. My mind was all over the place. Well, yeah, that's what minds do. Minds think, just like hearts beat and lungs breathe. So the question is how to relate to that thinking and learning other ways to direct our attention instead of getting caught up in and identified with the thinking mind. And so, what we're going to work with today is not necessarily about trying to quiet the mind. We're not just going to go in there and swat thoughts away. That can end up feeling quite frustrating and kind of frantic. And really busy if that's all we're doing when we're meditating. And so the traditions that I have been trained in focus more on the body. And it's not just for the purpose of enlivening and awakening our bodies and inhabiting them and sensing them. But when we do that, it turns out it opens up our hearts and it naturally quiets the mind. And so that contact with the body is our doorway in to presence and to inner stillness. And it will take some practice. So don't worry if you feel like it's quite noisy in there today. That is fine. This is why we're taking 30 days to build new habits, to build new skills. It does take some time and persistence. Just be patient, stick with it. You will see that things can change faster than you might imagine. So let's begin. Finding your posture, sitting up straight but not too rigid, finding a place to rest your hands wherever feels comfortable. You can do palms down or palms facing up, or you can fold your hands in your lap, whatever feels supportive to you today. And I'll ring this bell to get us started and to close us at the end, and I'll guide us through. So just do your best to follow the instructions, and that is good enough. So if you feel comfortable, allowing the eyes to gently close, Or if you would like, you can keep the eyes open, but just gently turned down with an unfocused stare at whatever is in front of you. I like to close my eyes. For me, it helps me remove distractions. And from here, let's just turn our attention to the breath, noticing that I'm already breathing. The breath is constantly moving. And I don't have to do anything to make it happen. That being said, sometimes it can be helpful to take a few really deep breaths in the beginning of a sit and just letting out a long exhale. That can help calm the nervous system and release tension in the body. So I'm going to do that a few times. And go ahead and join me. Don't be shy. Let the exhale out on an audible sigh. Breathing in, sighing it out. Breathing in even deeper. Sighing it out. And one more time, breathing in. Breathing out. And then letting go of that controlled breathing and just allowing the breath to go back to its natural rhythm, whatever that is today. And as the breath moves, I see if I can really come into contact with what it feels like to be breathing, what it feels like to follow the sensations of the breath as it moves throughout my body. And this is such a simple thing that the mind might discount it as boring or not worth it. But this is a time to let go of those fixed beliefs and attitudes and try on new ones. So the attitude we're trying on here is curiosity. Can I be open and curious to feel something I haven't felt yet? To discover something new right here in my own breath. Just notice, where do I feel the breath moving? What gets my attention first? For some people, it's the air entering and leaving through the nostrils. And just notice, see if you can feel the temperature of the air as it enters the body. That pass of air through the nasal passages. And then what is the temperature of that air as it leaves back out? And I notice that slight difference between the coolness of the air entering and the warmer air leaving. And then following that breath down through the throat, into the lungs. And can I actually feel through the felt sense of my body the movement of the lungs that then in turn expand my rib cage? Feeling that gentle wave of movement in the whole chest, the rib cage expanding not only in the front, but on the sides of my body. And maybe even feeling the slight movement on the back as the lungs expand. But the breath doesn't stop there. It continues to affect the whole torso, so I can drop my attention down even further into the diaphragm and the belly. And it might help to just put a hand on the belly to begin to contact the movement that is happening there with each breath. I'm really interested, doing my best to bring my attention back again and again. Even though the mind will certainly get distracted and start thinking, I can just make a note of that thinking is happening, and then redirect my attention gently, without judgment, back to the sensations of the breath, moving in and down, filling my belly. And for the breath to be deep and move all the way down into the belly needs to be relaxed. So I soften the walls of my the muscles of my abdominal wall, soften the belly, so the breath can move freely. I'm noticing too that after the inhale, there is a slight, ever so slight pause in the breathing before the exhale moves out. And once the air is exhaled, there again is a little pause. So can I bring my attention to that little pause at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath? And again, when thoughts interrupt and distract, there's no need to judge that or get tight about it or frustrated. Just get interested. Wow, yeah, my mind is really in the habit of thinking, even when it's unnecessary. Isn't that interesting? So I can notice and then gently redirect my attention back to this beautiful movement, this gentle wave throughout my whole torso with each breath that I'm receiving. Just for a few breaths here, might it even be possible to enjoy this experience of breathing? Instead of it being a serious, arduous task where I have to focus and force? Could I relax and enjoy the experience of being breathed? It can even help to let the corners of the mouth curl up in a very slight smile. And just notice how that immediately changes my inner attitude towards this practice. And I can smile at my breath, smile with my breath, appreciating this moment of being alive, regardless of the circumstances in my life. Right now, just for now, I'm setting all of that aside and letting this being with the breath be enough. This is all I have to do right now. I don't have to be anybody, go anywhere, or do anything. My only job for this next breath is to receive and enjoy. And then my job for this next breath is to receive and enjoy. And notice how this slight shift of attention and intention of attitude affects the whole system of my body, how it affects my heart, how it affects my mind, even if just for a moment, one half breath at a time. Can I smile and receive and say yes to this breath and the simplicity of this moment? So let's all take 3 more breaths together in silence, and then I'll close us with the sound of the bell. Thank you, everyone, for practicing with me. A deep bow of gratitude and encouragement and awe for the way that you have showed up for yourself today. And I really look forward to sitting with you again tomorrow as we continue to build on these skills and practices. Bring this beautiful breath with you throughout your day. Thanks, everyone. Take care.